Hey, what's up? It's Q Control, and I'm going to be showing you how to do inverted kingpin things. You get a pair of trucks like these, which are G2 jams from FBC. They look like BRTs for a fraction of the price. They're great and they're worth it. But they come stock with the normal Tech Deck base plates, and if you're anything like me, like a lot of Smiths and feeble grinds on both a skateboard and fingerboard. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I can't stop with the inverted kingpins in all of my life. Assuming, right, you get a pair of trucks that have a normal kingpin in it, how do you get that kingpin out in the screw fitting into it, not falling out of your setup? That's a bit of a chore until we learn how to do it. Does my kingpin ever fall out? Not really, no, because I have this method that I'm going to show you. You need one of these or a wrench like this, but I don't really know what this is called. A wrench that has a bit of a underbite. You want to get your wrench. You want to get your base plate. Essentially push it out of the base plate without damaging it. So if you can find that little lip right there, sometimes there's not a lot of space and you have to cut into where these little holes are. If you have to do that, okay, just try not to, you don't want to bend this thing up. Basically, if you just get it in the right spot, this is kind of like the sweet spot, I would say. Like, it's right on the edge. Give it some gas and it'll just come right out, hopefully. Save the kingpins. If you ever want to like undo that, just tap it back in. Another way to do it, if you don't have a wrench like that, set up two hard surfaces. Obviously these are just notebooks, but anything with like a sharp edge. You could use a vise. If you have a vise, crank it really close, gently rest this, maybe hold it in place, and just tap the kingpin out with a hammer. Just tap it right down and it should pop right out. But this is the way that I do it. Either way will work. As long as you get it out without screwing up the rest of the truck, you're good to go. I've already done this to like a handful of these base plates, so I know that with these base plates it's a little loose. You know, if I just pop the screw in right now, it's gonna, the thread is not large enough. With the kingpins that I have, I got them from FBC. I think these are meant for dynamic trucks, but that's not a problem. That's not an issue. And you know why? Because we have super glue. This process could also probably help you out if your kingpins are falling out. There's a few ways to mess this up, so be careful. Be on your mental sharpness game if you can be. Like, I'm just using basic super glue. Pretty sure I got this from, I think I got this from Big Lots. It's just super glue. I'm assuming it's cyanacrylate. Kind of close. This is what I use. I don't know. So what you do, take a base plate, get your super glue burgeoning, for lack of a better word. You don't want to flood the thing. You also don't want to get this on your fingers because it's annoying. It burgeoned. It burgeoned everywhere. Oh, well, anyway. Drop a little bit in there. Insert lay kingpin. Get it down to about, I don't know, however far you want to get it to go. Normally that's a little bit too far. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to do the other one. And then you want to let that dry. So if you have like the opposite problem where the screw isn't going in, basically if there's any small screwdriver like thing that you can find that can kind of like bore out the hole just a little bit, you might have some luck with that. You also might screw up a pair of base plates. It's a little bit of a different problem. That's a bit more difficult to fix, so you might need to find some like more specialty tools to do that type of thing. But for this, these are probably done, I would say. When you unscrew, kind of like feel out how that super glue did. They should come right out. If they don't, try a tool like this that has wings on the side that can be used for a lot of leverage. Try that, like really clamping this down and just kind of like doing it if you can't get it out with the round tool. If you don't have a tool with wings on it, you could also use a wrench and the tool and get a lot more leverage. You can also really strip the top of the Phillips head or hex fitting pretty easily if you're doing that type of thing with so much leverage on such a tiny little point. Just be careful. Know that you might mess some stuff up. Escalate your modes of improvisation after you've thoroughly exhausted your options, right? But these are feeling really nice. They feel like they'll definitely stay in, and that's about it. If the base plate does just happen to fit with the screw, you don't have to worry about all that, the super glue nonsense, unless it's falling out all the time. See, this one's giving me a little bit of trouble. I'm gonna try with the wing tool, and it's working. Another last resort for this is literally clamping on with the wrench, but then you might mess up the threads. There's a downside and an upside to every solution. It'll eventually come out. Hopefully. You don't want to put so much pressure on it that you pop the screw in half or whatever. Just be careful. It's worth it to have a little patience. So of course from there you can tune them to your preference. I'm just gonna do these with one bushing because I'm freaky like that. And there you go. Tuned trucks with the inverted kingpin. Do you know how easy it would be to do a Smith or a feeble grind on this type of setup? Goodness gracious. There you go. So that's how to get your little inverted kingpin type deal started, and you know, takes a little bit of practice, takes a little bit of messing around with super glue. Don't get on your fingers. Yeah, there you go. That's how to do it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.